Yeah, let me do the initial part a little formally.
Right. Okay. Do it formally.
Okay. I in these clothes, I'm going to try to do it formally with somebody on the other end
Something
who's
formal.
actually.
Come on.
So from starting very humbly as a waiter in a restaurant, then moving from being a waiter to being a photographer, from being a photographer to being a theater personality, from
No,
being
you
a
missed
theater
one stage,
personality.
one very important stage of 14 years. You missed, and that was I was a shopkeeper for 14 years. I ran a small little store. I used to
So
stand behind a counter and sell potato wafers, and we used to fry them. We used to, you know, make them ourselves. Garma garam
not the
wafers.
glazed wafer, the actual wafers that you used to make and then sell.
Yes, yes, and we used to weigh them on a you know on those weighing scales and sell them from 50 grams to small packets to 100 grams, half a kilo. You know,
So
that's
that
what I did for 14 years of my life.
the reason why I did not give every phase of your life already in the first introduction is that we could leave something to the conversation.
No, but
But
this is a
right.
very dear phase of my life. That's why. Sorry,
So
please continue. I
I,
apologize for interfering.
no, I'm going to restart, and I'm going to restart with that. Let me welcome and introduce somebody who has been a waiter. Then, after being a waiter at a restaurant, from the humble beginnings of a waiter, then he moved forward to a shopkeeper. From a shopkeeper, then to a photographer. From a photographer to a theater personality. And from a theater personality to a film star. And from the film star to our advisor. Let me formally
That's the
welcome.
big crown. That's the big crown of my head. Yeah, I'm very proud to be, by the way. I'm not making a joke of it at all. I'm very proud to be an advisor. Not that I'm worth advising anyone anything,
No,
but I'm
you
very
are,
proud.
and it is my pleasure and privilege to start the third season of Kuch To Corona with none other than our very own Boman Irani, sir. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. There is no applause. We clapped on one Sunday when Modi ji told us, but after that we've not clapped as much.
Why not? Why not? Let's go.
But sir, how have you been spending your time in the pandemic?
Well, I think it's been extremely hectic, believe it or not. When I walked into the room again, my wife said, "Where the hell have you been all day?" And I really, yeah, and I've been busy from morning. I wake up and I do some preparation. Here it is, right in front of you. I'm doing my preparation. I do my preparation, you know, my homework. It looks like some maths. It's not. It's actually creative stuff. I teach so that I do get up in the morning and do. Then I teach between 12 and 1:30. Have a quick lunch.
You
And then
teach between 12 and 1:30. If I may, I'm sorry to interrupt, but where do you teach?
right here on this chair, I teach screenwriting. I'm doing a screenwriting. Yeah, I think it's very important that I become a student. You know, I decided when I was going to turn 60. By the time I turned 60, I said I should be in a position to have a new vocation. And now that I'm 60, I'm not going to be a teacher, but I'm a screenwriter, and hopefully become a director, and then hopefully act and do the kind of films act in the kind of films I'd like to act in and make. Not that I've not had a good time. I've had a wonderful time this far. But you have to learn a craft, and if you've learned a craft, you've got to start from the basement. You cannot say that, you know, you've paid so many years of dues as an actor that you are ready to be a writer. No, you're not. You've got to pay your dues, you know. And I learned that when I went to the Taj Mahal Hotel, when I went for my first job as a waiter, and the manager, the Parsi guy again, well suited and all.
Parsis are impeccably dressed at every given point of time. Whenever I see a Parsi, they're always well dressed.
There should be this, you know. It's respect at the end of the day. So he told me, he said, "What department would you like to work in as a waiter?" So I said, "In the Rendezvous, the French restaurant." He says, "Really? That's good. That's very aspirational." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Idiot." He said, "Idiot. Go work in the basement first. Go to room service." Because the kitchen was in the basement. I said,
Right.
go and start dirtying your hands first before you think that you can be a waiter. And you can imagine the aspiration to be a waiter was such a fantastic thing. Basically now also, if I want to be a writer, I got to be a student. I got to dirty my hands being a student, and I've been doing that for the last 8 years now. And now I think it's important for me to share that knowledge with other writers in this country. So we have about 65, 70 writers in my class, and I teach.
And how does one register to be a part of this screenwriting workshop? Is there any? Is there some writing on screen that we need to do now?
You have to wear a suit. I don't allow.
And very strictly indicated saying, Rishabh, you are no longer going to be allowed in.
No, but everybody is so wonderful. Mostly I started with 4 students who've been, coming home and picking my brain over their scripts and how to help them and whatnot. So I started with 4, and they said, can I bring a friend? Can I bring a friend? Before you know it, I mean, I've got 70 students now.
Wow. And does this happen on Instagram every day, is it? Or...
No, on Zoom.
How nice. No, I would have definitely volunteered, but my last pair of my last pair of formals and my last bottle of alcohol, I sold at an exorbitant price. To this man on the screen. No, but sir, one positive and one upside to the pandemic, according to you, what is that one upside to this pandemic, to coronavirus?
There are many upsides. The negativity is the negative thing. The negative thing is the negativity. I'll tell you, because I think the strong will come out stronger. I worry about people who are not too healthy, and we got to protect them. But we will get less healthy if we worry about ourselves, because I tell you, and I asked a doctor this, that your immunity goes up if you are strong, and this is all about immunity. And the moment you say it's coming through, the blob is here, you're in trouble. And I'll tell you, this is the time we've got to sharpen our tools. This is the time we've got to understand. Everybody says, spend more time with the family. Yeah, all that is
correct.
Fine. How much time are you going to spend with the family? It's good that you're together having meals together. You learn a few.
Correct.
But you got to sharpen your tools, because when it all opens out there, everybody's going to go rushing, and they are going to be the first early birds who are ready because they are fit and fit in craft. So I think you got to, whatever craft you have, you got to sharpen that. You got to make sure that it's in good shape.
So I was getting worried. You said fit. The size of my cheeks has doubled in this lockdown.
Has it? You're fine. You're absolutely fine.
But you said learn something new. Basically, it is important and quintessential for young people at least to pick up something new.
I have spent my life, I was not a very good student. And in many ways, I was never good with academia, sitting in a class and learning. But all my life, I've tried to learn something new because of coronavirus. Because every time there will be a lockdown in your life, not necessarily a pandemic, but there will be some kind of lockdown in your life where you will feel that, maybe I'm not relevant here anymore, or whatever it is. You've got to be ready with something else.
Correct.
You cannot be in a dead-end situation. I refuse to be in a dead-end situation, buddy.
And which is why you've as your good friend tells me, and his name is Kunal Vijayakar. I fondly call him Vijay Kunalkar. He says that you've kept yourself preoccupied from morning to evening.
Right. Yeah. After this, see, the thing is, between 3 to 5, we had a whole photographers forum, and I learned so much about photography. Even though they asked me to present my work as a photographer, I humbly did. But then again, at around 7 o'clock, I do something that cheers people up and just gives people a little boost for injection. I think that's also important, because that's part of the problem. We are all low on the
happiness.
Yeah.
So, but talking about positivity, there is one very positive part of your one very happy part of your life, which a good friend of yours and an advisor to IIMUN, Shamak Davar, has told me, and he told me about this one incident. And he said something about you and this wonderful gentleman, Alec Padamsi. Was that one of the happier moments of your life? And if you wouldn't mind, if you could throw some light on
No,
that.
tell me which one it is. Just give me hints because there are many incidents with the great Alec Padamsi and the great Shamak Davar. I mean, what would be the? Give me a hint of this particular incident.
This is the incident. This is the incident when you went to meet him for a photo shoot, and then from
Right.
there he taken you to Alec, and then something happened thereafter, and then I mean,
Yeah. He took me to meet Alec Padamsi, and he lied to me. He said, "I'm taking you for lunch." I said, "Yeah." I was so broke those days that any free lunch was welcome. So I went with him, and instead of taking me for lunch, he took me to meet Alec Padamsi. I said, "Why are you bringing me here? Why are you bringing me here?" He says, "Shh, quiet, quiet, darling, Shama. Keep quiet." Okay. Quiet, darling. No, just keep quiet. Don't irritate me. It's in the lift. I'm saying in the lift, going to Alec Padamsi's house. I said, "I want to audition." Audition? He says, "Yeah." For what? To act. I said, "I'm not an actor." You know what he told me? "Don't lie. You're an actor. I know it and you know it. Don't lie to me, but more importantly, don't lie to yourself. You've always wanted to be an actor. If every bone in your body says you want to be an actor. So let's go to Alec and do this part." And he gave me, and then Alec, of course, gave me, first he said, "Oh yeah, he's very fancy." And you know, Alec, how he was a great guy. And the first role, I don't know if what is the age group of these 4,000 people listening in?
sir, it's between 13 to 24 primarily.
Okay, then we won't use that word. But he gave me the role of a very nasty character who dealt in the flesh trade. Let me put it politely. So that was my
Correct, correct.
first role. Can you imagine a guy?
No, no. Shamak sir told me a little bit about this, and his team also told me a little bit about this. But they told me specifically that the story is brilliant. But how Boman sir mimics me, how Boman mimics me is something that you all must watch out for.
Who,
So,
Shama? Shama, darling, don't lie. Why are you lying to yourself? Why are you lying to yourself? You're an actor, darling. You're an actor. Fair enough.
but
I
I
can't
remember.
tell you the whole story. That's too much to it. Yeah. All right.
No, no, but he's an absolute sweetheart. He's been so kind to the organization since 2011. He didn't know who we were. We went to him and we asked him, saying, "Can
I
you
know
come
this
for this
Rishabh,
program?"
Ribash. What's his name? Rishabh's Rishabh something. So he said, "Come." I said, "Okay." And you know, this IIMUN, Man, IIMUN, whatever it is. He can't remember a thing, you know. IIMUN, I'm Mera Man, Tera Man, something like that. I don't know what it is. So I'm, darling, they're so sweet. They come to me. Of course, Rishbaz. What's your name? Rishbaz. What?
This part I'm going to record and send it to him immediately after this live. But you are an inspiration for all of us. Honestly, your journey has been very, very inspirational. I'm not saying this because you're on the other side, but quite honestly, when I talk to young people and I ask them, saying, "Give me names of people who inspire you," and there are somehow feathers in my hair. I don't know, and I've not stepped outside. I
You know, I
promise.
was going
But
to
I'm
tell
just
you must be such a narcissist. You're only looking at yourself in the mirror and fixing your hair. It's the feathers, okay. It's the feathers. So then you're forgiven. Okay, I was wondering this guy, you know. You're
sir,
looking great.
allow me to crack a few self-deprecating jokes on myself. but
Yeah. So
but
you were
but.
saying,
but
sorry.
No, no, but sir, what you did mention, you are honestly an inspiration for all of us. Your journey is something that's very well documented. It's there on these wonderful videos that all of us have seen. But is there one incident in your life which you can say safely that shaped you and which gives you a happy, positive memory? Something about your life which brings maximum positivity and happiness to you, which you'd like to share with young people.
I think it is those dark moments, you know, that when you feel, man, I've been doing it wrong all along, and here's the price I paid for doing it wrong all along. Because you will hit a dead end when you're doing it wrong all along, and refusing to accept advice and refusing to listen to yourself that there is something that you're doing wrong. You hit a dead end, and then you'll say, "I should have done it long ago, but that's okay." Because when it's really dark is when you take your leg and you take your ankle and then you try and kick it backwards so that it reaches your backside. And you kick yourself in the back. You kick yourself in the backside and said, I should have done this, but it's okay. And the simplest thing in the world, my friend, is just to iron out your mistakes. If you iron out your mistakes and accept your failings, I think the road becomes clearer for you. Because you're justifying that the mistakes you're making are the correct things that you're doing. They're not. It could be a very simple thing. It could be just the fact that you wake up late. The fact that you have a penchant for just lying for no reason. Simple things. The fact that you're arrogant. Arrogance is a big thing, my friend. And I tell you, people who, you know,
he knows all my qualities. He knows all of them. He's listing them one after the other.
No. Arrogance is a big thing because what happens is you stop listening. And you got to learn. And once you iron out those mistakes, and you will, even today we hit dead ends. And that's because we've stopped learning. And I think that's the problem. I went to New York about 7, 8 years ago to learn. I went to learn. I wanted to find a guru to teach me how to screenwrite. And I literally stalked the guy. And we met, and you know, he met because a friend recommended that we meet, and and I just told him my story. He said, it's a wonderful story. Unfortunately, it's a wonderful story. I just came in as a favor and I want to get the hell out of here. But I know I've had it because it's a wonderful story that you've told me. And he started teaching me stuff like this, you know, what I just showed you. And I said, what is this? What is this? And I used to buy time from him. Can you meet me? Is it okay? 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I'll just come. I need to ask you a question. And when we stepped out of that restaurant the second day, it was right in the heart of New York and in NYU, right outside NYU. And some kids came and started taking selfies. And he's looking at me and saying, who the hell are you, man? So I said, no, I'm just an actor. He's saying, no, why are people coming and taking selfies with you? So I'm an actor. He says, really? He says, look, if you want to take any advice or any mentoring from me, I will never consider that you're an actor and people, you know, I hate to use the word celebrity. I don't like using the word. So I will not consider all this. If I have to yell at you, I'll yell at you. I said, please. Otherwise, I could find somebody who could be a great teacher, but would say Boman ji. And I don't want that. And I used to stand outside the club sometimes where they used to teach me and share with me my work in the biting cold in the snow. And he would be late and said, why don't you go? And I said, no, I'm not a member. After two and a half years, I became a member of that club. But the thing is, the beautiful thing is, you have to be open to learn at whatever age. Otherwise, you can't be the Gyan giver all your life. The day you say that I settle down in life, people are going to have these Gyan giving sessions. Now, this Gyan giving session is over. I will sit and study. You need somebody to give you Gyan too. I need the Gyan sometimes. I need the education. And you cannot do that if you're not humble about it.
Understood. So humility is the cornerstone to success. And also, whenever it becomes very dark, you can follow Boman sir's advice. Or alternatively, if you're stupid like me, you can just change the direction in which you're sitting and now face the light. So the light falls perfectly on the face.
It is. Light falls on your face well. It does. But I have to hand it to you, Rishabh. At your age, I don't know what the hell I was doing. And what you're doing is, you know, that you're just inspiring a lot of people. I'm not joking. I have to say it when it's true. Even if it sounds like...
So I wouldn't interrupt you in the middle of that. I definitely wouldn't interrupt you in the middle
of that. I'm glad you interrupted me because I didn't have any much more to say.
That is what I was considering. That is exactly what I was... These are the fillers that people use with me. So Rishabh, you're doing great work. When is the next question? By the way, what is the next question? But sir, taking...
See, that's humility. That's humility. You can make fun of yourself and not feel bad. You know?
But sir, that's what life is all about. Some people take life too seriously. So the next part of what I want to ask you is called Tum Bhi Karona. That's the second part of what we do. And we've taken the word Corona and added a few words before and after.
Okay.
In Tum Bhi Karona, sitting at home, what is it that young people can do apart from picking up one life skill, is there something that we can sit at home and do?
I don't know if you have people who are the elderly around you.
Right, of course.
I think you learn a lot if you read to the elderly. Believe it or not, it's very important. Read to the elderly. You learn a lot. People, especially the elderly who can't read, it's very, very important. If you want, should I read something for you? I got a joke. Start with a joke, and then read out the joke, and then go on to another thing and another thing, and then in Wikipedia you can read about great people and great lives, and do that, because I think it's very important to understand what those folks are going through. And if you empathize with that, you'll probably be a slightly better human being. So that's one thing that you could do. Tum bhi karo na. Everybody will tell you, learn a new craft, sharpen your tools, and all of that. Yeah. And apart from that, I think it's very, very important to introspect. I think it's very important to introspect. I introspect a lot during this period, and I just hope to God that it makes me a better human being and a more knowledgeable human being. That's all.
Figured. So this is basically what one should do. One should introspect. So this is the reason why I was looking in the mirror and I was making my hair. I was introspecting.
That is narcissistic introspection.
You are wearing the suit. I am the one who's just making my hair.
I'm wearing the suit out of respect for the people who are listening to me today.
I'm just joking. Please forgive me, but one reason I really respect the man on the other side is this small incident, and if I may, with a lot of humility, he responds all the time that I pester him. I pestered him for this one video that we made with 21 luminaries from different walks of life, and I asked him, saying, "Could you please record it?" The drop of a heartbeat, he actually sent the recording, and verbatim, words to word, the recording was as is. Later on, when that video actually served its purpose, one of the first people that I sent gratitude to was you. Not because of, sir, the superstar that you are, but because of the fact that you, not just because of the superstar you are, but mainly because of the fact the human being that you are. And quite honestly, that's why I am immensely grateful to be able to facilitate this discussion between you and young people. So on that note, without embarrassing you any further, because your facial reactions give it away, let me ask you the second last question from my end.
Wow.
So there are times when young people such as myself and the ones who are watching, all of us we're done with Netflixing, we're done with chilling, we're done with a whole bunch of wasting our time. And then you've said that, we must read to the elderly. And you've said that we must pick up a new skill set. I want to ask you this.
Whatever you're doing. Yeah, sorry, complete your sentence, sorry.
So what I wanted to ask you, sir, if I may, is what do you do for recreation? Is there something that you do in your downtime, or is there no downtime even still?
That is something none of you kids will be able to do. You're incapable of it, you. All of you, rascals. And you know what that is? You know what you can't do that I can do? Play with your grandchildren. Yeah. That's one thing you can't do, guys.
I was beginning to get worried. The smile was decreasing, and I was...
It's too much fun. It's too much fun. I can't believe this sounds boring, but too much entertainment. Apart from that, what do I do for entertainment? I think teaching has been a big source of entertainment for me. We have so much fun, I can't tell you. I mean, I know we are preaching a little bit over you, or at least I am, Rishabh. You're instigating me to preach. But we're having fun, aren't we? Think about it, man. तेरे पे ही डाल दूँ यार. सब लोग बोला बहुत पकाया बुड्ढे ने. मैंने भी पकाया. ऋषभ ने ऐसे सवाल पूछा कि मैं पका रहा था तुम लोगों को. ऋषभ को पकड़ो, मुझे क्यों पकड़ रहे? Preach, read to the elderly, play with your grandchildren. So bloody boring, this conversation. No, but you ask me these questions. Not my fault, your fault.
It is the fault of the team. It is the fault of the team. It is not my fault, sir. It is not your fault, sir. It is the fault of the team. It is, but stay calm. Stay calm.
I'm
Is
calm,
something.
buddy.
I really love that avatar that you played, that character that you played in all your
He doesn't
movies.
remember. He doesn't remember, guys. That avatar that you played in
Munna,
oh boy, somebody help me.
in Munna Bhai MBBS.
Yeah, yeah. I think your mom came and whispered in your ear. I'm sure you haven't even seen the movie, you rascal.
Sir, I've seen that movie on repeat, and it's good morning, and Vidya says good morning in such a way that the entire city wakes up.
Munna Bhai. See, you got caught out. See, don't lie. I told you a little earlier. Somebody's telling you off camera, right? Which movie it is. What did I tell you? Iron out your mistakes, and this is lying. You're lying through your teeth. Calm down.
It's Munna Bhai.
Who came off camera? Tell the truth. Come on.
No, it is nobody.
Who came? Who are you looking at? Who are you looking at?
The only guy is this guy out here who's helping me.
Oh, you got caught out, you damn so-and-so. You're damn so-and-so.
Nobody. The Dr. Asthana role that you played.
Yeah, but Vidya Balan was not in that movie. And Good Morning is not in that movie. So don't mix up the two. See, again, he must be saying, he must be doing all that shit. Okay? Don't mess with me. I was your grandfather, but I'm sharper than they come, okay? That's another tool I've been sharpening to catch out you guys when you try to bullshit the old man.
I meant Dr. Asthana. Dr. Asthana in
MBBS, there was no Vidya Balan in that. Okay, what about Dr. Asthana? Come on, tell me.
No, what I'm saying.
Tell me.
I've just been schooled and put back into school. But what I wanted to say is,
by me, I was playing the fool. I didn't school you. Go on, come on.
But some of the characters that you've played, out of all of these characters, which is the one character which you think exudes maximum positivity? Is it Dr. Asthana?
No.
No.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
You don't know any other character, so let me save it for you.
No. I know the one in 3. The 3 idiots.
3 idiots. No. Your prompter behind you is saying, you're dumb charading now. Do a whole dumb charade. No, not even the virus on 3 idiots. Negative. Always frowning. Always like that. I think the most positive character that I may have played may have been from a film that you guys may have not seen. It didn't do great at the box office, but it won the national award for best film. It traveled the world for festivals and all. It's a film called Well Done Abba.
Well Done Appa.
Yeah, ABBA. And when we went to the London Film Festival, it got a wonderful ovation. And I play a driver, Arman Ali, who brings up his daughter single-handedly, a good dad, who wants to educate her and not just get her married for the sake of getting her. But I'll tell you a little anecdote at the London Film Festival. And, you know, I met this lady. She came and said, oh, it's a beautiful movie. She must have not been European. It's a beautiful movie. I think she was Hispanic. She said, I loved it. But I came here thinking it was another kind of movie. And I thought it's a Bollywood movie. It's beautiful, but not one song. I said, no, but some Bollywood movies said, no, not one song from the Swedish group ABBA.
Oh God.
And I said, no song, but did you realize the moment the movie opened that it's not about the Swedish group ABBA? So so she thought Mamma Mia is going to start playing, you know. So she said, yeah, but it was so interesting. I waited for the song and I said, forget it. They must have forgotten about the song. She thought it's a biopic on ABBA the musical. But it's a lovely movie and it's about... Is it
available on Hotstar, on Netflix, any of these OTT platforms?
I don't know. The good ones don't come on.
Very much.
Yeah.
We brought a good one on. We brought Dr. Asthana on. That's the character. That's the character.
What's your friend's name? Who's playing dumb charade with you?
My friend's name was not playing dumb sharaz with me. The only dumb sharaz that he plays is when we have food. At that juncture, he takes away all the
What are you
food.
doing?
His name is Abhishek. Hi, Abhishek.
Hi, Abhishek. Buddy, everyone say hi to Abhishek. Abhishek, you're doing a great job. You're saving the skin of your friend. That's wonderful. I tell you.
Oh God, no.
He's watching it separately over there. How are you looking on your own screen? You're looking good. Yeah.
But in this episode, there is no need for humor coming from my end because there is enough coming from your.
There is no humor coming from your end. Don't make mistaken. Yeah, okay, go on, man.
Okay, moving on to the last part of what we do.
Go on.
The last part of what we do is a quick rapid fire. Okay, sir.
Go,
Karan, go. Of 3 questions which we want to ask you. Question 1.
Okay, go for it.
Your favorite cuisine?
Parsi.
Dhanshak game છે? Dhanshak ભાવે છે? બહુ ભાવે છે. Gamech.
Parsi Gujarati is very different. Gamech. Dhanshak bau game.
Bhau game. Okay, but the second question, your biggest source of inspiration. Who is your inspiration?
It's a strange one actually. From the Parsi community, we Ratan Tata for what he's doing even now, and I think from the film industry, international film industry, it's Clint Eastwood. He's pushing 19. He's directing movie after movie, one classic after another. What the hell is he doing, man? He's embarrassing the whole everybody with just churning out good stuff one after the other. You know, he's really the way he reinvented himself, even as, you know, as an action guy, a man with no name. Nobody took him seriously as an actor. Goes and makes his own movies, gets nominated for an Oscar. And he makes Oscar-winning movies over and over again. Oscar-nominated movies and winning movies. And he's 90. Think about it.
He's a legend. He's a legend.
Legend.
Legend છે. Legend માણસ. Legend છે. Sir, and the last question from me to you, the final, sir. On answering this question, sir, we transfer 1 million Zimbabwean dollars from our account to your account, sir. Sir, I want you to pay. So the question is, which is the platform, which is your favorite platform to interact with young people? And there are 2 options.
I don't know what platform are you talking about here.
Sir, I was going to ask you between Bhandup and Mulund. Sir, you answered me.
So, no jokes. Come on, you play the fool too much. Be serious, yeah. Be serious, man. आगे बोलो. क्या platform है? Don't forget to buy a platform ticket. Go on. I'm joking.
But on that note, no, the 2 options were IIMUN. And the second option was India's international movement to unite nations. These are the 2 options. This is a very tough one.
Neither of these. I like the one that Shamak has been helping with for the night since 2011. What is IIMUN? That one. This man has made more fun of me than all the 45 guests who have come on the show. But I can safely say, I think everyone's absolutely loved the fact that you've trolled me to no end. This has left them. I got requests through the night. I believe you're on the show. Please make sure you troll this guy. You have no idea the number of requests that have come my way, and I hate to disappoint people. I hate it. So thank you all for the wonderful direction you gave me to troll this guy from the moment he stepped on till the moment we leave. But I can't tell you, I am so proud of you, Rishabh. I joke with you only because I'm proud of you, honestly, and that's not a joke.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I only troll people who I like and I respect. Believe me when I say that.
Thank you so much, sir. And you are honestly an inspiration in your story. The entire story of how you built yourself from somebody who used to wait at tables to now being the person who I can only sum up in one sentence as saying, "Well done, Abba." You have made not just the Parsi community proud, but the entire nation proud. You're somebody who is an inspiration for young people, and quite honestly, an inspiration for me personally. So thank you, and Dr. Asthana, one dialogue before you leave. One dialogue. What is that one dialogue that you'd like to say?
There are so many dialogues that are pretty good, but there's one dialogue that everybody, for some strange reason, wants me to, enact or quote. And for the life of me, I've tried to figure out why is it that people like that dialogue so much. But it just tells you, don't believe in this dialogue. Just do the opposite. Okay? Maybe that's what it is. And the dialogue is, life एक रेस है. अगर तेज नहीं भागोगे तो कोई और आगे निकल जाएगा. And you will be like a broken anda. Well, that's the one.
But sir, we will only be broken andas if we actually follow this. And if we don't follow this, we will.
Life ain't a race, guys. And this coronavirus has taught us that. Where's the race? But this is the best time to sharpen and become better human beings and better at your work. It's the best time. These days, thankfully, I hope they never come again. But on a positive note, they'll never come again. So make the best use of it. They'll never come again these days.
No, absolutely. And at the end of every tunnel, there is some light, even if the tunnel is made in China. So the idea is, see, this is another movie. This is another movie. This is another movie.
You're trolling me now. You're trolling me.
So sorry, the very little. But thank you so much. Such a wonderful person. Thank you, Boman sir, for doing this.
Thank you so much, Rishabh. I do not know how much I can help you, but whenever you need me, I will always be here. Whenever you need me for youngsters to do anything that I can hopefully share, I'll be there. No.
So, but when I want you to give me personal tuitions on how to tie a bow, you will be there. You will be there.
You know why you want me to tie you a bow? Because I am Boman!
No, Boman! Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. We had to end with a bad joke.